It was just a normal day. Children were going to school. People were stuck in traffic. Some were drinking tea in their kitchens. News channels were talking about politics and celebrities. Everything was boring and ordinary until the sky changed. A strange light appeared above Earth. First, it looked like a star, bright and silent. But then, more lights joined it. 10, hundreds, till the entire sky was full of them. Massive ships, dark, silent, floating in the sky like mountains in space. People ran out of their homes. Some screamed. Some cried. Some just stared. TV channels stopped normal programs. Every screen on Earth, from phones to billboards, began to show the same thing. A symbol glowing in the sky. It looked like a spiral with 3 burning eyes. And then the message came. A deep voice, not human, echoed in every language. No one knew where it came from. It was just there, in their minds. People of Earth, we are the Galactic Armada. You are now under our control. Surrender your planet or we will take it by force. You have 7 Earth days. The voice stopped. Silence, then chaos. Government started emergency meetings. Soldiers were sent to protect cities. People rushed to buy food and water. Religious leaders said this was the end of the world. Some people prayed. Some looted, but something strange happened at the United Nations. World leaders gathered in an underground bunker. The room was silent. Screens showed the alien ships. Their size was unbelievable. One ship was bigger than the entire city of New York. The president of Earthan, old man named Alan Reeves, stood up. He looked at the screen for a long time, and then he laughed. A loud, real, belly-shaking laugh. Everyone in the room froze. Was he mad? Was he drunk? But Alan Reeves just kept laughing, sir. The Indian general asked, "Why are you laughing?" Reeves wiped a tear from his eye and smiled. "Because this is the funniest thing I've seen in years." The Chinese president looked confused. "You think this is funny? We're about to be destroyed?" Reeves shook his head. "No, they think we'll surrender. They think we're weak. That's hilarious." People around the world saw the same thing happening. Soldiers in bunkers started chuckling. Pilots high in the air shared memes. Teenagers on the internet were already making videos with alien music remixes. Aliens threatening Earth. Peak human meme material. Up in orbit, inside the lead alien ship, Commander Zalter of the Koran Empire stared at the screen. His face blue. Wide-eyed, with metal spikes on his head, was full of anger. "Why are they laughing?" he growled. His second in command, a smaller creature with jelly-like skin, blinked nervously. "They do not seem afraid, sir." Commander Zalter slammed his hand on the table. "This is not right. On every other planet they beg for mercy. They cry, they kneel. These humans laugh." The alien AI scanned Earth's internet. Scanned. Complete. Behavior. Unpredictable. Hostile humor detected. Warning. Do not underestimate human species. Zalter read the warning and bared his sharp teeth. "Begin phase 1. He ordered. "Let's test these creatures." Back on Earth. President Reeves was watching the skies from a secure base. A young assistant walked in. "Sir, alien drones have entered the atmosphere?" Reeves nodded. "Let them. They want to see what Earth is like. Give them the full tour." He walked over to a large map filled with red light secret teams, experimental weapons, and strange old bases marked classified. He pressed a button. A robotic voice said, "Project Humanity has been activated." Above the skies of Earth, the Galactic Armada began moving slowly. Lights turned red. Shields went up. Weapons unlocked. But something didn't feel right. The aliens had seen hundreds of worlds. Had burned cities, crushed armies, erased entire civilizations, but no planet had ever laughed at them before. And somehow, that laughter made them nervous. Commander Zelter paced across the bridge of his flagship. His face was tight with anger. His dark armor glowed with alien symbols. The laughter of the humans still echoed in his mind. No species had ever laughed at the Koran Empire. Not the fire world of Dorax, not the mind-linked Excari, but Earth. Earth. Laughed. He turned to his science officer. What do we know about them? The jelly-skinned officer tapped on a glowing blue screen. Not much, Commander. Planet is strange. Their history, chaotic. Explain. The officer opened a file. Humanity. Observation report. Species. Human planet. Earth language. Multiple behavior. Illogical. Dangerous. Unpredictable technology. Low level. But advancing fast social system. Divided. Often at war. Known for surviving impossible odds, the commander narrowed his eyes. Show me. The screen lit up with images, war, fire, destruction, but also survival. Humans had destroyed themselves with nuclear bombs and then rebuilt. They had created deadly virusons, then found cures. They had fought world wars, collapsed economies, still kept going. They had launched themselves into space using rockets made from fuel and fire. No, they had walked on their moon just to prove they could. They're insane, the officer whispered. They fight each other. But when a threat comes from outside, they become one. Commander Zalter growled. That makes them dangerous. Send a probe. I want a live subject. Let's see what kind of creature laughs in the face of death. On Earth, President Reeve sat with his security team inside an underground base, and Alaska news was spreading fast. Alien drones were being spotted all over the world, floating silently, scanning cities, watching humans. But Earth wasn't scared anymore. Something had changed. In cafes, people joked about the invasion. Soldiers painted smiley faces on missiles. Internet users made fake alien love songs and posted them everywhere. The aliens wanted fear. They got memes. Reeve turned to his top advisor. General Hadi, a calm and serious man from Pakistan. Sir Hadi said, we believe the aliens have started testing. A ship landed in Nevada last night. One of our men has gone missing. Who? Thomas Blake. Ex-Special Forces. Retired 10 years ago. Lived on a small farm. Reeves smiled slightly. They picked the wrong human. Up in orbit, inside a smaller alien vessel, Thomas Blake sat tied to a chair. The alien guards poked at him with sharp tools. A glowing camera recorded everything. They were trying to scare him, but Thomas didn't scream. He looked around the room, whistled, and said, "This ship smells like a wet sock." The guards didn't understand. He grinned. "You guys have no idea what kind of nightmare you just started." Then boom. He broke the chair, elbowed one guard in the face, and rolled across the floor. The ship's lights turned red. Thomas grabbed a metal rod and started fighting like he was back in Afghanistan in 2 minutes. He was at the control panel. The alien AI blinked. Unauthorized user. Thomas stared at the screen. "English, please." The AI switched. "Welcome, Earth human. What do you wish to do?" He smiled. "Fly me home." God. Back on the flagship, Commander Zaltera was furious. One man. Ain't. Primitive man. And he hijacked our ship. The science officer nodded. "He escaped, sir. We tracked the ship. It's now somewhere over Texas." Zaltar clenched his fists. "This is not a planet. It's a circus." The AI spoke again. "Update. Humanity has a high resilience to fear. Humor detected in crisis. Caution advised at the same time." Thomas Blake flew the stolen alien ship into Earth's atmosphere. It hovered above a military base. The ship opened. He walked out wearing sunglasses, eating a sandwich. Soldiers clapped. Reeve watched the video and laughed. "He didn't just escape," the president said. "He made it look easy." Stars Commander Zaltar sat silently. He opened a secret file, something the Koran Empire had hidden from the galaxy. Project Earth. Top-level warning: do not engage with humans directly. Unstable, violent, adaptive. They laugh when afraid. They smile when they bleed. Zalter's claws tapped the screen. "I don't care. I will crush them. I will break their spirit." But deep down, for the first time in years, the commander felt something cold. Not anger, not hatred. Fear. The alien ships hovered silently above Earth, like dark clouds. People still watched the skies. But now, with phones instead of prayers, news channels showed alien drones flying through forests, cities, even over oceans. Strangely, the aliens didn't attack. They were watching, learning, testing, in the Galactic Armada's command ship. Commander Zulter stood over a glowing map of Earth. "These creatures are unpredictable," he said. "But they bleed like all others. We just need to understand their weakness." He turned to his elite scout team, Shadow Unit 7. Tall, black-armored creatures with 6 eyes and armor that bent light around them, making them almost invisible. "Go to Earth. Capture another human. A normal one. We need answers." The scout team vanished into a beam of red light. Night fell over Arizona. A small village slept quietly near the desert. Most homes were dark. But on the edge of town, a lonely ranch house had lights on. Inside, Emma Lewis, a 62-year-old retired schoolteacher, was making tea. She wore glasses, soft slippers, and her favorite red shawl. Her cat, Marshmallow, purred at her feet. Suddenly, the lights flickered. A strange humming sound came from the sky. Emma stepped outside. A huge triangular shape floated above her house, completely silent. No wind, no noise, just presence. Before she could speak, a red beam surrounded her. She vanished. Marshmallow meowed angrily. Emma woke up in a glass room. Bright blue lights surrounded her. Strange machines beeped. Aliens walked past the window, tall, shiny, and ugly. One of them walked in, holding a glowing tool. Emma looked at it, unimpressed. "Are you the dentist?" The alien paused. It checked its translator. "You are not afraid?" Emma laughed softly. "Son, I taught high school for 30 years. I've seen scarier faces than yours." The alien tilted its head. This was not the reaction they expected. Commander Zoltar watched the scene from his ship. "Why is she calm?" he demanded. The science officer replied, "She thinks this is normal?" "No," said the commander. "She thinks this is a joke." Meanwhile, across the desert, a black military truck rushed through the night. Inside were 2 people. Agent Reyes, a young intelligence officer, and Thomas Black, the ex-soldier, who had escaped the alien ship. "They're taking normal people now," Reyes said, checking her tablet. "Not just soldiers. We think they're studying reactions." Thomas nodded. "They want to know what makes us break. And—" Thomas smiled. "Bad news for them. Humans don't break. We bite." Inside the alien ship, Emma was getting bored. "So, are you going to poke me with that thing? Or should I just leave?" she asked. The alien tried to scare her, showing her images of exploding cities, screaming people, burning skies. Emma squinted. "Looks like a Marvel movie. Got anything better?" Finally, one alien whispered to another, "Maybe we should let her go." Suddenly, boom, the wall exploded. A dark figure rolled into the room. Gas bombs, smoke, flashlights. It was Thomas. Blake, wearing advanced stealth gear made from the stolen alien tech. He kicked one alien in the chest, grabbed Emma, and said, "Ma'am, we're leaving." Emma looked at him. "Are you my Uber?" They ran down the glowing halls, dodging energy blasts. Emma moved surprisingly fast. Behind them, alarms rang. Commander Zulter shouted, "Stop them! Don't let them escape!" But humans had already hacked the alien doors. Earth's best hackers, teenagers from Karachi, Seoul, and Berlin, were working from their bedrooms. Fighting the Korean Empire through Wi-Fi, the escape pod launched. A small silver craft shot out of the ship, heading toward Earth. Inside, Thomas smiled. "Told you we bite." Emma chuckled. "You kids and your fireworks." Back at the secret base in Alaska, President Reeve received the news. Another escape. Another win. He looked at the alien message still playing on a loop. Surrender or be destroyed. He shook his head. They still don't get it. On the command ship, Zalter sat in silence. Shadow Unit 7 had failed. The old woman escaped. The human soldier returned. And worse, Earth's people were starting to enjoy this. No crying. No begging. Just jokes, tricks, and resistance. The AI spoke once again. Analysis. Humans do not respond to fear as expected. New strategy required. Danger level escalating. Commander Zalter stood. Enough of these games. Prepare the weapons. The end. This now. But as he looked at Earth one more time, something inside him whispered, "They are not afraid. They're waiting for you." Commander Zaltor stood in front of a large screen showing Earth. His golden eyes narrowed. "This planet is madness," he growled. "They are weak, chaotic, divided, but they are winning." His second-in-command, a short reptilian creature named Var, spoke nervously. "Commander, shall we deploy full attack force?" Zalter shook his head. "No, not yet. Let's teach them a lesson first. Start with power grids. Cripple their tech. Break their systems. Make them panic." The Galactic Armada launched its first attack high above the planet. Alien drones released pulses of EMP waves, bursts of energy designed to shut down all electronics. Cities went dark. Phones died. Satellites blinked out. For a moment, the world fell silent. But then, something happened. Humans didn't scream. They laughed. In London, people pulled out candles and started playing guitar in the streets. In Tokyo, kids set up solar-powered lanterns and cooked noodles outside. In Nigeria, villagers turned on old radios from the 1960s and danced. Humanity had lived without power before. They could do it again, at a secret U.S. base deep underground. President Reeve met with his tech team. Screens flickered back to life slowly. "We expected the EMP," said General Hattie. "Most of our backup systems are analog." "The real damage was to civilian tech." Reeve nodded. "And the internet?" A young engineer grinned. "Aliens tried to kill it, sir. But it's still here." Turned the screen to show the internet's response. Thousands of memes mocking the aliens. Some were drawings of alien ships with toilet plungers on them. Others showed aliens crying because humans wouldn't stop making jokes. One video had reached 200 million views. Its title, "Aliens versus Humans. We got jokes." "You got lasers up in the command ship." Zalter watched in disbelief. "They are making fun of us. Again." The AI translated a meme aloud. "When aliens try to shut down your tech, but you still got Uno cards." The alien commander slammed the table. "Enough. Prepare direct strike teams." But Earth had already prepared. Project Scorpion, hidden all over the planet, were human units trained in dirty warfare. Not big battles, but tricks, traps, hacks, and chaos. They called it guerrilla Earth defense. In Brazil, a group of teenagers used old police radios to send fake signals to alien drones, tricking them into crashing into mountains. In Siberia, hunters hid in the snow and shot down alien scout ships with railguns built from mining equipment. In Karachi, a university group hacked into an alien ship's comms and blasted it with Bollywood songs at full volume. The crew fainted from confusion. The Galactic Armada was powerful, but they were used to fighting clean wars with rules. With order, humans didn't play by rules. Humans fought dirty. Thomas Blake led a mission in the Nevada desert. His small team carried smoke bombs, microwave weapons, and even buckets of paint. They snuck into a landed alien ship and splashed paint over its cameras. When the aliens came out, they were ambushed with high-pitched sound, blasters non-lethal. But painful by the time the ship took off again. It was upside down, flying backwards, its engine screaming like a cat, at the Galactic Armada HQ. One scientist watched Earth's response with shaking hands. "These humans are clever," she whispered. "They use humor, anger, and madness like weapons." Commander Zelter didn't speak. He simply watched a live feed of a human boy in India. The boy, no older than 14, had hacked into a damaged alien ship. With a smile, he typed something into the alien system. Suddenly, a dozen ships began spinning in circles. Their navigation scrambled. The boy looked into his webcam and said, "Next time, password protect your control panel." Back in Alaska, President Reeve watched everything unfold. General Hadi spoke. "Sir, we've destroyed or disabled 34 alien drones. No human cities have been fully taken. Losses are low," Reeve replied, "but morale is high. He turned to the camera, open transmission, public one. Moments later, every screen on Earth showed Reeves' face. People of Earth, we are under attack, but not defeated. These invaders came with power, but we have something stronger each other. Keep fighting. Keep resisting. Keep laughing. Let them know. This is Earth. We don't kneel, Commander. Zalter watched the broadcast. His face was cold. His claws tapped the table. Prepare the Omega virus, he said. If they will not surrender, we will infect their planet. His eyes burned with anger, but this time, no more games. The Galactic Armada was done playing. Commander Zalter stood in front of the central war console. Watching Earth spin slowly on the screen, his golden eyes were full of hatred. They laugh, they fight. They resist, he growled. Enough. He raised his hand. Prepare the Omega virus. The war room fell silent. Even his officers looked uneasy. The Omega virus was the Koran Empire's last resort, a living weapon, made to infect and erase all life from a planet. Once released, it would not stop until every creature was gone. Far below, Earth had no idea what was coming, but in a top-secret base in Antarctica deep under layers of ice and steel, Project Ragnarok was already active. President. Facing a line of 7 figures, each of them was human, but not ordinary. These were volunteer soldiers, scientists, and survivors who had been part of secret experiments over the last 20 years. Their bodies were enhanced using alien tech, stolen from earlier crashes long before the current invasion. Bones reinforced with nano-carbon eyes that could see heat, muscles boosted by synthetic fibers. They were not superhumans, but something close, and they were Earth's last hope. Are you ready? Reeve asked. The team leader, a woman named Captain Isha Ray, smiled. Born ready. She had served in every major war of the last decade. She had lost her arm in battle now, replaced by a robotic limb stronger than steel. The other 6 stood beside her, silent but steady. One was a hacker. One was a sniper. One was a survivalist who lived alone in the Amazon for 10 years. And one was Thomas Blake. Yes, again. As the Omega virus ship left the alien fleet, it cloaked itself and entered Earth's atmosphere. It looked like a falling star-silent death. It landed in the middle of a rainforest in South America. The virus container opened. Black mist began to rise. Trees turned gray. Droids dropped from the sky. Animals fled, screaming. The forest began to die, but the Ragnarok team was already en route. Inside a stealth jet, Captain Isha checked her gear. Once we find the container, she said, we destroy it, no matter the cost. Thomas loaded his plasma rifle. Let's show them why Earth is off limits. The alien virus was not just gas. It was smart. It learned as it spread by the time the Ragnarok team arrived. The forest was quiet, too quiet, eyes open, Isha whispered. Suddenly dash movement, shapes formed out of the black mist. Creatures twisted and fast, like shadows wearing bones. The virus had created guards. The fight began. Isha leaped forward. Using her robotic arm to punch one creature into a tree, Thomas covered her with rapid fire, his bullets glowing blue. The hacker dropped a drone that spread a signal. Scrambling the virus's form for a moment, the survivalists set fire to the path behind them, blocking more infected from following, but the mist kept coming. The virus adapted. At the same time, back in orbit, Commander Zelter smiled. They're fighting, he said. Good, let them burn all their heroes. But his smile faded when the AI spoke. Warning, Ragnarok unit has reached core container. Infected forces. Failing what? Dalter shouted. Down on Earth, Captain Isha and Thomas reached the black sphere, the container of the Omega virus. Pulsed like a beating heart. Thomas looked at Isha. You know what we have to do? She nodded. I'll go. You cover me. He grabbed her shoulder. No, you've done enough. Let me. Isha paused, then smiled. Don't miss. Thomas ran straight into the heart of the mist. Alarms in his suit screamed. His skin began to burn. But he didn't stop. He slammed a bomb into the container and stared up at the sky. "To the Galactic Armada," said, "this one's for Earth." Boom. A massive explosion tore through the forest. The mist vanished. The trees shook. And the Omega virus was no more silence than birdsong. The Earth was alive, in orbit. The alien warship shook. Commander Zalter stared at the screen. One man. Again, just one man had destroyed the Empire's strongest weapon. "No," he whispered. "It's not possible." His officer replied, "Commander, we are facing something different here." "These humans, I know what they are," Zalter said. He turned off the lights. They're monsters wearing smiles. At the base, the Ragnarok team returned. One member short, President Reeve waited for them, Thomas. Captain Isha shook her head. He finished the mission. Reeve looked at the sky. He saved the world. Again, she replied. Quietly he was. The best of us. The world mourned, and then it stood taller. Because Earth had faced a god-level threat. And survived. Because humans fight dirty. But they fight with heart. The Galactic Armada was quiet. The Omega virus had failed. The elite scout teams had failed. Even their strongest weapons were now useless. Commander Zalter stood at the center of his warship, staring at the screen showing Earth. He didn't speak. He didn't blink. He simply burned with rage. They destroyed the virus. Single human, again. His voice was low and sharp. They are not just lucky. They are dangerous. The officers around him stayed silent. Some looked at each other nervously and far from the war room. Others began to whisper inside the science section of the alien mothership. Dr. Kale, a brilliant alien scientist with crystal skin and glowing green eyes, watched Earth's news. Feeds through a secret channel. He watched humans cry for their fallen heroes. Honor them with music, laughter, and stories. He watched soldiers hug strangers. He saw the world grow stronger after each attack. He whispered to himself, they are not weak. They are not chaotic. They are beautiful. Kale had always believed in logic, science, facts. But these humans, they believed in spirit, and somehow, that made them stronger than any race he had studied. Later that night, Kale met two others in a storage bay, Commander Varel, a tall female alien with silver armor, and Tech Officer Navo, who had already hidden parts of Earth's stolen tech. All three of them had one thing in common. They no longer believed in this war. Kale spoke first. We were told humans were dangerous savages, but I've seen their history, their art, their music, their love. Virel nodded. They fight. Yes, but only when pushed. They protect the weak. They honor their dead. We destroy worlds. They build them. Navo held up a small Earth object, a cracked smartphone he'd found during a mission. They laugh at pain. They sing in war. Our kind can't understand that. Kale looked at them both. We must stop Zalter. Before he ends something too beautiful to destroy. Back on Earth, Captain Isha sat alone in a cold training room. She was sharpening a knife. Her eyes were focused, but tired. She had lost too many friends. A screen lit up. Unknown transmission. The base AI said. Isha frowned. Source. The voice that came through was not human, but it was calm, kind. My name is Kale. I am a scientist from the Corn Fleet. I am not your enemy. I want to help you. Isha stood up instantly. This is a trick, Kale's voice replied. Then trace this call. You'll see where I am, and that I'm alone. The tech team ran a trace. The signal was real, coming from the alien mothership itself. Why would you help us? Isha asked. Kale replied, because your people fight not to conquer, but to protect. We've attacked you again and again, and you still try to save each other. That is not weakness. That is strength. Isha narrowed her eyes. What do you want? Kale said. I want to give you access codes. It's for the mothership. For Commander Zelter's private files, so you can end this. President Reeve was called to the base. He listened carefully to the conversation and then said, "Can we trust?" "Him," General Hadi replied. "Maybe not. But this war can't be won with just bullets anymore." Reeve nodded slowly. "Give him a secure line. Let's see how far the rabbit hole goes." In space, the secret rebellion grew, got Kale, Virel, and Navo spread the truth quietly. One by one, alien soldiers began questioning the war. Why were they here? What were they fighting for? Some began sabotaging equipment. Others refused to fire on human targets. In less than 48 hours, 10% of the Armada had secretly turned. Zaltar didn't know it yet, but his fleet was cracking from the inside. Kale sent Earth a final gift, a full map of the command ship. "We found something else," he said. "A hidden weapon. Something Zaltar plans to use. A planet destroyer. One shot. One world gone." President Reeves' face went pale, and he plans to use it on Earth. Kale replied, "Yes. Soon." Captain Isha stood in the war room staring at the map. "We have one chance," she said. "We get into the mothership, disable the weapon, and take out Zaltor," a young soldier asked. "And what if we fail?" Isha's eyes didn't blink. "Then Earth burns." Back in space, Commander Zaltar walked through the halls of his warship. He noticed a strange silence. Too many officers avoided eye contact. Too many systems were offline for maintenance. Something felt wrong. "Status of the Omega replacement weapon?" he asked. A nervous tech replied, 2 days to charge." Zaltar nodded. Then in 2 days he whispered, "Earth will be ash." But deep in the ship's engine core, Kale and Viral installed one last virus, a simple code written in Earth language. It was just one sentence. "This is our home. You're not welcome." 2 days left. That's all the time Earth had, Commander. Zaltor's planet-destroying weapon, the Starpiercer cannon, was almost ready. One blast from it could burn Earth to ashes in 10 seconds. In the alien warship, the weapon sat deep in the core, guarded by heavy doors, force fields, and armed drones. But what Zaltar didn't know, Earth was already coming for it. In orbit, hidden behind the moon's shadow, 3 human ships floated silently. They were Earth's best, the Horizon, Shadowhawk, and Ragnarok II. Each ship was built with stolen alien tech, old human steel, and pure stubbornness. Inside the lead ship, Captain Isha Ray stood in front of her team. She wore a black combat suit, her metal arm humming softly. "This is it," she said. "No second chances. We board the mothership, we take down the cannon, and we kill Zaltar." Someone asked, "And if we can't?" Isha looked them all in the eye. "Then we die trying. But Earth will remember us." Back on Earth, President Reeve gave one final message to the world. It was broadcast on every screen, in every language. "People of Earth, this is our moment. We don't run. We don't kneel. We're not just fighting to survive. We're fighting to stay human. For every city lost, for every hero fallen, we will show the galaxy who we really are. In streets, homes, bases, and bunkers." People stood up, saluted, cried, and hoped. Inside the alien mothership, Kale and Virel made their move. They disabled the main shield generator and uploaded a code into the ship's navigation system. That code did one thing. It turned off the force fields. For exactly 20 minutes. Enough time for the human strike team to get in, maybe enough time to get out. The Earth ships launched forward straight into the enemy fleet. Alien ships spotted them. Red lights flashed. Fighters launched. The space around the mothership turned into chaos. Lasers, missiles, explosions, shouting in every language. Captain Ishah's ship flew straight toward the command. Ship's belly, a hatch opened. "Go! Go! Go!" The boarding team landed hard inside the alien mothership. Team of 15 elite fighters. Humans of every race, every country. They moved fast. No time to waste. They shot down drones, used EMP grenades, and followed the map Kale had given them. One hallway after another. one fight after the next. Finally, they reached the weapon core. It was bigger than any of them imagined, a glowing crystal, cannon wrapped in gold and alien metal, humming, ready. But it was still charging. Isha gave the order. Plant charges. Set the timers. We end this now. Suddenly alarm sounds. Commander Zelter's voice boomed through the ship. You insects dare enter my ship? You think you can stop me? The lights turned red. Doors locked. Alien guards, massive armored elites, surrounded the chamber. A brutal battle began. Isha fought with her blade arm, slicing through armor. One soldier used a flamethrower. Another dropped a pulse mine that shocked the whole room. One by one, they pushed forward. But they were outnumbered, and time was running out. Then Calais arrived. He and Virel, now fully armed, joined the fight. Alien soldiers froze in confusion. Why are you helping them? One shouted. Kale answered simply, because they have something we lost hope. Meanwhile, deep in the command center, Commander Zaltair lost control. This was not supposed to happen. He turned to his crew. Charge the cannon. Fire it now. The tech officer trembled. Sir, it's not ready. If we fire now, it might destroy us too. I don't care, Zaltor roared. Do I tea? Back in the weapon room, Isha's team finally broke through the last guard line. The charges were placed. The cannon glowed brighter, beginning to hum wildly. Kale's voice came over the cum. It's unstable. You need to leave now. But one charge failed to activate. Someone had to stay behind and trigger it manually. Isha looked around. No one wanted to go, so she made the choice. She turned to Kale. Get them out. Kale's voice cracked. Won't make it. She smiled. Doesn't matter. This is my planet. Yes. The team ran. Escape pods launched. Isha stayed behind, standing by the final charge, hand on the trigger. The cannon reached full power. Zaltar screamed from the bridge. Fire, fire. But the last thing the Starpiercer cannon saw was a human woman smiling through smoke. And then boom. A massive explosion tore through the ship. Fire. Light. Silence from Earth. People saw the sky flash. Then came the message. Cannon destroyed. Mothership disabled. Mission successful. Back on Earth, President Reeve closed his eyes. She did it. A tear ran down his face. For Isha Ray. For all of them. Up in space, what remained of the Armada scattered. Some surrendered, others ran. Some joined Kale's new message. Peace is the only future, and Earth. Earth stood proud, broken, but undefeated. Because when the galaxy brought war, humanity brought fire. 1 week after the final battle, skies were quiet. The mothership was gone. The weapon was destroyed. Commander Zelter was dead. Earth had survived, but survival had come with a cost. In a ceremony held at the rebuilt United Nations Hall, people from every nation, every language, stood together under one flag, not of a single country, but of Earth. President Reeve spoke to billions watching across the globe. We did not win with bigger weapons. We did not win by being smarter. We won because we were human, flawed, funny, fierce. The galaxy sent an empire. We sent jokes, farmers, hackers, and one woman with a metal arm. They tried to break us, and we laughed. The crowd stood in silence. Then the laughter began. Soft at first, then stronger. Loud, defiant, joyful laughter that reached the stars in orbit. Many alien ships remained, but they were no longer enemies. Kale stood at the edge of a new joint Earth galactic station. His crystal skin shimmered under the sun. He watched humans and aliens work side by side fixing panels. Laughing, learning languages, he had stayed behind. By choice, because after all he'd seen, he knew the truth. The future doesn't belong to conquerors. It belongs to those who build, and humans. We're builders. Captain Isha Ray's name was written in every language, on every monument. Statues were raised. Children were named after her. Some called her the Steel Flame. Others called her the one who smiled at the end. But the word that lived longest was hope. Thomas Blake's final message was released too, a short video from his mission. If you're seeing this, it means Earth made it. So here's my advice to any alien out there thinking about attacking. Don't. We've already had one Empire visit. It didn't go well. Then he winked. And bring snacks next time. We'll make it a party. That video was viewed over 500 billion times across the galaxy, as news of Earth's victory spread across star systems. Something strange happened. Other enslaved planets rebelled. Civilizations that had suffered under the Quarren Empire for centuries rose up. They had no armies, but they had fire in their hearts, and they had Earth's message. One planet painted the words on their palace walls: "We laugh, we fight, we survive." Another beamed Earth's anthem through their spaceports. A revolution had begun. But this time, it wasn't about control. It was about freedom. Back on Earth, life slowly returned to normal. Cities were rebuilt, power was restored, and the skies once full of fear were now full of stars. The Galactic Accord was signed in agreement between Earth and peaceful alien civilizations. Humans were now known as core members of the new order. Some feared them. Others loved them, but all respected them. 1 year later, a small alien ship approached Earth, broadcasting a request to land. It was peaceful. A young explorer named Tiva from a distant world. She stepped onto Earth soil. Nervous. A boy greeted her at the spaceport. He was wearing a t-shirt that said, "Aliens came." Earth laughed. Tiva asked, "Is this true?" The boy grinned. "You have no idea." He handed her a slice of pizza. And far above, in a museum satellite orbiting the planet, a recording played on loop, a message written not by generals, but by poets, teachers, comedians, and street kids. It said, "We are Earth. We don't start wars, but we'll finish them. We cry loud, love hard, and laugh even harder. We can bring fleets, fire, and fury. But we'll bring one thing you'll never understand: the human spirit." As stars turned and time moved forward, the galaxy never forgot Earth's war. But they remembered something greater. Not the weapons, not the armies, not the losses. They remembered the moment when an entire planet stood together and laughed in the face of fear.